Record to the cloud. Hi, everyone. I am Isabel Zimmerman, and this is my friend Cate Gaffney. And we are just recording a conversation. She said, Isabel, I really would like to interview you. I have like a bunch of questions for you. And I said, all right, Cate, let's do it. So here we are. Cate, what would you like to ask?
Hello, Isabel. So the first thing I want to talk about is you use the term light worker a lot, and I'd like you to define it a little bit.
When I first heard about a light worker, believe it or not, my friend Kimberly Lette was channeling beings of the light, and she channeled Lakishma about 4 years ago, and Archangel Raphael came in and he said, my child, you are a light worker. And I had never heard that term before either. And I asked Raphael, Archangel Raphael, I said, what is a light worker? And Raphael said, you must research it yourself. So I did. If you Google light worker, there are like 11 types. There's like way showers, there's grid workers, there's gatekeepers, there's healers, there's all these things. And now that I'm 4 years into it, I can actually recognize my light workers. A famous light worker was Jesus. Yes, he was a light worker. And so we're part of that service and that family. We work with energy. Light is another word for energy, and we work with energy. And of course, everything is energy. So we get to play with energy in different ways, but we really are in service to source. We signed up to help humanity, or we become healers or way showers, or we hold the light within our body, or we plant crystals around the earth for Gaia and work on the grid. And light working is so much fun. And it's always an honor to meet my fellow light workers out there. And because we have a similar calling, we have a similar mission. And so that is what a light worker is. In fact, Spirit really wanted me to create a light worker t-shirt and wouldn't let me work on any other project. And so I became an Amazon reseller. It's not on Amazon yet, but I'm working on a t-shirt. I have different designs for Lightworker, and they were very specific. They wanted wings with the word underneath it, and they were relentless. I would try to work on another project and they would redirect me back to that t-shirt. But the Lightworkers are important now because we're in a grand ascension and we're the ground crew. We're the ground crew. We are the crew for the cruise. So our passengers are coming on our cruise ship, and we are the light workers. And I am going to wear that t-shirt to let other humans know, hey, I'm your ground crew, Isabel Zimmerman. How can I assist? Because when you awaken, it's a little bumpy. Right, Cate?
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like a light worker is someone who helps elevate the energy of a person, place, or thing. And that can be done in a variety of ways.
That's right. Healing. That's right. That's very correct. Yep.
So do you consider all people who channel to be a light worker?
So the universe is very vast. Cryon is a magnetic service. He works with the electric magnetic fields, which is also another form of a light. So there are different
You're considering
services.
Magnetic light?
Yeah.
Because it's energy?
Because it's energy. So there are different services. Would I consider every channeler so far, every person I've met, I hear they're a light worker. Like, I just know. It's not like I don't choose you to be a light worker. I just know. But I haven't not met one who is in my vicinity. So I don't I don't know, to tell you the truth.
So when I hear light worker, I often associate it with elevated, like airy, that it doesn't have a denseness to it, that it's not physical, it's more maybe moving energy through. But as someone who is so embodied, I don't know if I'm so embodied, but my thing is working with the body to change energy. So I've never considered myself a light worker, but I do consider myself a participant in the magic. But maybe I am a light worker. Like, how would you? Well,
I think a light worker is just a broad term, just like I'm in the medical field. I could be an EMT, a nurse, a
okay.
doctor. I think we all specialize in everything. Like when I look at you, like I know you're a magic maker, and we uncovered that pretty quick together, but they would spirit, I would hear that like, yes, yes, yes. And Cate and I are both interested in magic. And so let me just talk about a little bit around magic, because we all have ideas what magic is. And magic is change and transformation. And I'm just going to use the Cinderella analogy. So when the fairy godmother turned the pumpkin into the carriage, it was magical because it was one thing, a pumpkin, and bippity boppity boo. The next thing you knew, it was a carriage. And we didn't see that transformation. That unseen part from a pumpkin to a carriage was magical, that transformation. And so magic to me is all change. And magic to me is going from the unseen to the seen, or to the seen to the unseen. And so Cate works with the unseen and she brings it forth to the seen. And that could be felt. That could be a physical thing. And so we work with magic because Cate and I are both attracted to bringing forth seen to unseen, unseen to seen. And that's quantum physics. And that's another word for magic. And so it's just a terminology. And so I ask my listeners, or whoever's listening to this, don't get hung up on the language. Don't get hung up on the word light worker. You could be a shaman, you could be a medicine woman. It matters not. It's just what resonates with me, because light is magical to me. So yeah, I call myself a light worker and I call my friends a light worker, but it doesn't matter if you are or not, because you're just playing with me anyways.
And we're playing with what excites us and what energizes us, and listening to ourselves in whatever way it comes, so that we are engaging in the world how the world is asking us to engage. Would you say that's true?
Yes. So I'm a former operation IT girl. And so in operations, you have to study the system. So I like to study the design of the universe or source. And do I know all of it? God, no, but it's fun to find out pieces and clues. Your inner being, we all have an inner being. We all have a soul, and that inner being has an inner being, and that inner being has an inner being, and we're all connected to the field, to all that is, to source. Your soul, your energy field, your inner being is actually the one that inspires you for your interests. So you think at your level, you're interested in something at your level of consciousness, but it's really a collaboration. Your interest, your spark is coming from your inner being. It's coming from your level of consciousness to explore. And so Spirit always says to me, what sparks you? What do you find curious? What interests you? It doesn't have to be like roller coaster fun, but pay attention to what gets you excited. What are you curious about? It can be very delicate, it can be very subtle, but that's coming from your inner being. And if that's coming from your inner being and you're resisting it, humans out there, because you resist fun, you don't put fun as a priority. You want to be serious and not silly. Well, you're resisting your own power. And guess what your own power is? More magic. So good luck to you. Go ahead and resist. Go ahead and be serious. Go ahead and not play. Yep, go ahead.
So as we learn to engage with that power, that's being a light worker.
Yes.
So every time you participate with what you're being asked or shown or excited to do, you're a light worker.
Yeah.
So we all are light workers. So it's back to we're all light workers, and our body is asking us, our spirit, our inner is asking us to participate. I have to leave early. I forgot I have an appointment, but I think this is a great place to kind of wrap it up, because you just brought them two together. Like, you organized what light worker is, and now we're seeing that when we are light workers, period, however we want to define it.
Right.
And then as we participate with that joy, that's like bringing the light, bringing the energy in.
That's right. We are all light workers because we are beings of light. So we are working with our own light. Again, don't get caught up in language and definitions. All right. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation, and until next time.
Thanks for playing.
Bye.